Shanti, and good morning to all people from India and good evening to people from USA and Canada. Today's topic is freedom from fear or free from fear. It's very important for everyone, whether you are practicing meditation or not practicing, because our success in life is directly related to this. And thanks for your feedback about last session. I got a lot of calls, not only from India, but from Canada and USA also. So thank you very much. And many people had questions which were related to today's session. So I told them, listen to today's session, they might get answer. And if you have any questions, you can ask in the end. Just like last time, I am going to show you a PowerPoint presentation. And that will give a lot of clarity to you. So I'm sharing my slides with you. If the slides are visible, just let me know. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, brother, we can do that. Yes.
Okay. So, free from fear, 100% free from fear, we don't want it. But yes, the feeling will come and go. I thank Dr. Avdesh Sharma who has touched some aspect of this, because insecurity is the subject which Dr. Avdesh Sharma has touched. And insecurity and uncertainty and fear, they go together. So if you want again to go in depth of insecurity, I think you should listen to Dr. Avdesh Sharma's session, I think, which is uploaded on Sacramento's website or Facebook Live. Fear, I think, should not be studied in isolation, because fear and anger, they go together. Fear and anger are two sides of the same coin, and they are related with stress response.
We have too much disturbance.
Sorry?
We have disturbance coming between your speaking and announcing.
Okay, okay. 1 minute. Now, how is the sound? Am I audible? The disturbance is gone?
Yeah,
Yes,
much
please.
better. Much better.
Okay. So I was saying that anger and fear are two sides of the same coin. One cannot exist without other. One end is anger, the other end is fear. Unfortunately, 99% of the humanity currently is in this response. In science or physiology, we call it fight and flight response. These are the two words. Walter Cannon was the person who coined these words, fight and flight response. When the situation comes, we either fight the situation or we run away from the situation. So fighting is anger, running away is fear. Anger produces the urge to fight, and fear promotes the urge to run and hide. So one can say that fear is the feminine form of anger, and anger is a masculine form of fear. You can look it from that angle also. Fear is a passive form of anger, and anger is an active form of fear. And you can convert one into other. And you will see that when you have that bout of anger, and if you beat the pillow, something like that, then the fear will disappear because it has shifted to the other end of the spectrum. Let us see this from the other perspective. Last time also I talked about this. It is not the situation. People say the situation was like that, which made me to behave like this. But in psychology, we say it is not the situation, it is the interpretation of the situation. And this is where the psychotherapist or CBT therapist or meditation, they help us by changing the interpretation of the situation. People interpret situation under these broad headings. Either they perceive the situation as a threat or a situation as opportunity. When opportunity is there, you feel good. But when you perceive that situation as threat, whether it is real threat or imagined threats, these two words are important, real danger or imagined danger. We are going to see the depth of these two words. But whenever a person perceives a situation as threat, then either there is a fight or flight. Someone has used one more response, third F, we call freeze response. But for clarity and for our subject, we are using these two. Fight means anger, flight means fear. In both these situations, the same hormones are generated in the body. This response is somehow hardwired in our brain. It is there. It's a primitive response. So whenever situation is there, we do these two things. And the same hormones are generated, whether it is adrenaline or cortisol. And they cause all consequences of fear, like increased heartbeat or dryness of the mouth or tremors and all those things. These three words will help you to understand fear. The middle part says that fear means forget everything and run. This is the full form of fear. In anxiety, the full form of fear is false evidence appearing real. But we have to move from these two response to the right, the green one, which says that face everything and rise. So if we have to convert this forget everything and run to face everything and rise, this all lecture is about how to face the situation and rise from the situation, or converting the fear into power response. Fear response into power response. So there are basically two types of fear. One is innate fear and the others are learned fear. Innate means the fear comes with your birth. It is there. It is not learned. So some fears scientists have found out they are innate, like fear of the height. They are innate. And most of the psychological fears are learned response. Something about the neurobiology of fear. What happens in our brain when we are afraid or we perceive the situation as fearful. So the classical example they give is that of snake. So what happens when you see a snake? The vision of the snake or the sight of the snake sends messages to the brain. And there are two pathways in the brain. Please remember these two pathways. This will help you in developing the emotional intelligence also. Which are those two pathways? One is the shortcut and the other is the long cut. Nature has given us these two pathways. Shortcut is used for emergency, where we have to act immediately. That is a shortcut pathway, or we call it amygdala route. Amygdala is a technical word for almond-shaped gland, part of the brain, which is present in our brain. It's the temple area. You can see, I don't know whether you can see my cursor. This part is known as amygdala. This is the shortcut pathway. And there is a long cut pathway which goes from the cortex, the latest developed part of the brain. The long pathway is a rational pathway and the shortcut pathway is the emotional pathway. In all the emotions, whether it is anger or fear, it is the shortcut pathway, which means amygdala is activated. So when most of the people, they see snake, the snake, when we see the snake, the message goes to the brain, amygdala looks for the memory. There is a memory inside us. The area is known as limbic system hippocampus. So amygdala will check for the match, and the match in the memory will tell that it's danger. It's danger, run. So it is perceived as a threat. And then fear comes and all those cascades of the fear. Now what you can do, replace this snake with spider, same response for some people. Replace this snake with any ordinary situations of life and same response. We called anxiety disorder. Replace this snake with any object and you can have the so-called classical phobia, irrational, persistent feeling of fear. So in this fear, anxiety or phobia or panic, the brain perceives the situation or an object as a threat, and this shortcut pathway is taken. And this pathway is very important because in some situation, fear is protective in nature. Like you are crossing a road and suddenly the vehicle comes and you need, that moment you need a fast action, a fast pathway. You cannot go by neocortex, which takes few milliseconds. You have to act immediately, and that is where the amygdala is important. So amygdala or emergency pathway is there to protect us. The classical example they give is that of fire. A child doesn't know that fire will cause a burn and subsequent pain. So first time when it touches the hot object or the fire, the pain comes, then withdraws the hand, and that goes in the memory of the child, then this is dangerous. So when the fire is there, we run away from that fire. Or the accident happens or the vehicle goes from near us, we run away. The snake means poison and poison means death. So stay away from the snakes. That is what our hippocampus is constantly telling. So fears are protective in nature in some cases. Only when this response becomes maladaptive, then there is a problem and you need to treat that problem. So I give an example classical of a child crossing the road alone and with the mother. With the alone, he is afraid, he is scared. But with mother, the child feels safe. And this safety and fear response are based on the interpretation and the support. I want you to check this thermometer. In traffic signal, there are 3 lights which are shown, red, yellow, and green. In this, I have shown one more slide that is brick red in color. Now this slide is very important and you can check yourself where do you stay in most of the time of the day. At the bottom there are photos and a scale which is there. And it is the scale is from number 1 to number 10. Normally, if you are okay, you are calm and serene. But when you start perceiving situation as something difficult, you go into the yellow zone of concern. And if you still worry about that things or your thoughts are creating that discomfort, then you enter this brick red zone of worry. From worry, then you go into anxiety and panic. So there is a transition from concern to worry, anxiety, and panic. And as you go towards panic, your stress has increased. Now check yourselves. Most of the time during the day, you are in which area of these 4 colors? We know in traffic signal, yellow means you need to slow down and red means absolute stop. when I take my sessions, I ask people to talk to me when they have issues. And at this stage, at the concern, I can help them 100%. At worry, with efforts, they can come back. But once they reach anxiety and panic, it becomes difficult for us to bring back to normal because there are certain permanent changes which happen in the brain. Of course, I'm not negative. What I'm saying, you can come back again to serene and calm stage with practice, but it requires a lot of efforts and medical support or medicine support. When I tell people if they have too much concern, which becomes worry, come and talk to me. They think that they have become mad. They usually tell me, am I mad to come to you? I'm healthy one. But this is where we need to take help. People ignore at this stage and then they enter the danger red zone of anxiety and panic. So the homework for all of you is check yourself in a typical day when you are shifting in these zones. If you're staying most of the time in brick red or red, you definitely need help. Nowadays in corporate also, they have created these zones, blue zone, red zone, yellow zone, and green zone. Red zone is mad, angry, upset, violent. Blue zone is sick, bored, tired, and sad. Yellow is excited. Unfortunately, many people think excitement is happiness, which is not true. Excitement is not happiness. Excitement, worry, wiggly, silly. There are some people who want to be perfect at all the time. So they're vigilant at all the time, but that excessive vigilant, you are entering a anxious zone or anxiety zone. So check yourself, you are in which zone most of the time. And this is the spectrum of fear. Fear, if it is increased, it becomes anxiety, which increase becomes phobia, which in extreme cases can become panic. Panic is the severest form of fear. And since I work in emergency, I get a cases of panic. 2 days back, I had a PhD student doing PhD, developing panic attack. And typical panic attack, person is choking as if that person will get heart attack, the breath will not come and person is going to die. That is extreme kind of fear. Heartbeat has reached. That was a young girl of 28 years and her BP has shot down to 160 by 118. So diastolic means lower BP was 100 and that is very high. And that was because of the intense fear, which is because of the panic. That was a panic attack. I have not done anything. I just reassured her and I gave her certain suggestion, and with one tablet, I have not given. Usually in such raised BP, doctor gave certain medications to reduce the BP, but I have not given her BP medications. I have given her medicines for anxiety. And within half an hour, she's back to the normal. But that is typically panic attack. So fear is hardwired. When we perceive situation as a threat, anxiety is apprehension out of proportion to the stimulus. Phobia is extreme irrational fear of object, place, or situation. So see this as a spectrum: fear, anxiety, phobia, and panic. Now, what is fear and what is anxiety in this picture? You can see a small fish knows that the big fish will engulf him. So stress response from immediate danger. There is a danger. I can see that is real and that is fear. Unfortunately, anxiety is there is no big fish, but the small fish thinks that what if the big bad fish comes out today? What if the fish has not come? But there is a thought which creates anxiety. And unfortunately, most of the generation which visits me, they have this anxiety. There is no problem in their life, but they are very good at manufacturing problem. They are problem manufacturing machines, I would say, because there are certain people of anxiety disorders, they keep on coming again and again to the OPD. I have so many patients who keep on coming repeatedly because their thought starts with what if? What if? In our OPD, since I work in emergency medicine, I get a lot of chest pain patient. Now, in 95% of the cases, it is because of the acidity. And usually heart attack doesn't come in younger population, although nowadays we are seeing few cases in younger population. Usually heart attack comes in older population or 40 plus. When I was studying MBBS 25 years back, where we studied, we were taught ki if someone comes below 50, do not ever think of heart attack. But now if a student of 20 also comes, we think of heart attack. But in most of these cases, why I'm sharing with you, they have chest pain, but they think that it is heart attack. And they come to the OPD, we take ECG, we do troponin test and all those to rule out that there is no damage to the heart. But the fear is there that if I get heart attack, I'll die. So this is anxiety which is created, and there is no actual danger. There is a perceived danger or imagined danger. So most of the fears are imaginations. So you can check your anxiety also. Last time we saw that stress thermometer. This is anxiety thermometer in which 1 is no anxiety, 10 is the extreme anxiety. If you have anxiety, then check your level of anxiety from 1 to 10. Is it 5? Is it 6, 7? So 5, 4 and above, you need help. With definitely help. Anxiety is not normal. All of us feel anxious, but we recover immediately. We don't stay there. But some people stay in that anxiety zone and they need the help and support of psychotherapists. This is facial anxiety scale. From the face also, you can make out the level of anxiety. Calm and ease is the left, and feeling anxious 4, 5, and extremely anxious and fearful is the 9, 10. Now, what is phobia? Phobia is irrational fear resulting from conscious avoidance of spatial fearful object, activity, or situation. It is persistent, excessive. Every word is important. It is persistent. It is excessive and unreasonable. Normally, most of the people will not have, but this person will have phobia. So phobia could be to a spider, or in dental clinic, you can have phobia, and the person goes in the avoidance mode. There are 2 types of phobia, one which comes from within and the one which is not from within, without. So non-endogenous and endogenous, these are the technical words. What happens in phobia? The hand becomes moist, the flutters in the stomach or butterfly, fine hand tremors, shaky inside and rapid heartbeat. In endogenous, where we don't have any reason for fear, there is a lightheadedness or dizziness, person feels giddy, difficulty in breathing, there are tingling sensations in the fingers, hyperventilations, and this is typically how we diagnose from a distance. When the person is coming, we can diagnose, and the person is doing like this, as if he is going to choke. So hyperventilation and the chest pain and losing control. These are some of the phobias. There is a list of phobia. I can talk on phobia for more than 1 hour, but I'm just touching. Simple phobia, fear of single object, like fear of height, we call acrophobia. Zoophobia or fear of animals. This is also common. Pyrophobia, fear of fire. Anthrophobia is a fear of people. Some people are afraid of. We call, the word used by the parents is shy personality, but the behind that shyness is the fear. Anthrophobia. Odontophobia is the fear of dentist. Claustrophobia is a fear of closed spaces. In Mumbai, when people travel in train, and there are 3 compartments. In the topmost compartment, some people cannot sleep because the roof is very near and they feel claustrophobic, a closed space. Some people have fear of phobia, extreme phobia of the lift. Situational phobia.
दिमाग में ऐसे कुछ आ जाता है ना। हाँ, कहीं तो पानी से जान निकलती है, जैसे फायर का बता रहे हैं, पानी
Please
people-
mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
Anime.
पानी में हम जाने वाले हैं, थोड़ा ध्यान रखो आप, अभी जाएंगे, धीरे धीरे जाएंगे. So situational phobia is fear of open and crowded places. Some people are afraid of going in crowded spaces. Social phobia is fear of appearance or public speaking. Since I am a trainer and since last 25 years being instrumental in training so many, creating trainers, so I watch people when I ask them to go to the stage or take a new session, then they start trembling, their mouth dries, the word doesn't come out. So public speaking and fear of appearance. So let's come to the solution. This was just a background so that you know something about fear. All emotional problems, this ACT formula will help you. Last time also I used this formula. Here also I am reaffirming, or I'm telling you use this formula because this is the permanent solution. It is not a simple word ACT. The more you go in depth, the more power you will have. With this simple formula, I have been instrumental in helping thousands of people to come out of emotional problem. Yesterday, there was a conference in India, Mind Body Medicine of Medical Wing. And the topic which was given to me was emotional healing. So that you can watch there. I have spoken in Hindi because it was targeted for Indian population. So Medical Wing website, you can visit that emotional healing. There also we talked about this because this works at the root. And the root of all problem is unawareness. Unawareness. And the moment you become aware, you get that power to overcome any challenges of life, situations, or so-called disturbing emotions. Become aware of yourself. And that is the foundation for meditation. The more you become aware, the more you become conscious of your patterns, the more power you get. Of course, awareness is not that easy. We have to be attentive all the time. The moment you become aware, you start acknowledging and not resisting or suppressing emotions. And the third step is accepting it. The magic of acceptance we are going to see in short time because of the shortness of time. I'm not going into detail of this. C for communicate. Communicate your feeling. Express it in an appropriate way. Take situation as challenge. I have seen that those people who take situation as a challenge, their powers increase. It applies especially to stress. Take stressful situation as a challenge. And there is a way of taking the challenge. We call ERP. Last time, Sister Anu from Canada asked the question. And today I will give some time to that. Last time I touched it gently, but right today I will take some time. Then create certain thoughts or create that positive mental state by certain thoughts. Creating certain thoughts. I will give you those thoughts at the end of the session. Correct yourself and channelize your energy. In the first slide, we saw anger and fear are two sides of the coin. So if you want to remove your fear, channelize your energy in a certain way that the fear goes. And third is taking responsibility of your feeling rather than blaming. Don't play the role of victim. Unfortunately, remember this one sentence which is I'm telling you, unfortunate, but people are using this one sentence. And what is that one sentence? That's someone else is responsible for my suffering. This is a not helpful belief. Someone else is responsible for my suffering. And this works automatically in most of the people. And when you think that someone else is responsible for your suffering, you are helpless. You can't change the situation. So take responsibility. Someone else is not creating the feeling inside you. It is you who is creating that feeling, whether it is fear or danger, anger, or whatever it is. So take responsibilities of your thought, emotions, and action. The moment you take responsibility, magic happens. The control comes to you and you can transform yourself. So solution number 1, I have given act. Second is relaxation. Fear is a kind of tension because the muscles are tense, heart is beating, mouth is dry. We call classical stress response. So fear is a tension and the opposite of tension is relaxation. So relaxation and tension do not go together. So when you are relaxed, you cannot be afraid. So one is opposite of other, and there are a lot of studies. When I talk to the doctors, I show the studies. Here I have consciously avoided the studies because the target audience in front of me is an ordinary person or layman. When you are relaxed, your fear goes. I have taught these techniques to my patients and they work wonderfully. Those who do not want medicines, anxiolytic medicines or medicines which makes you relax, I teach them these techniques. The commonest method which is used all over the world and which is very easy to practice is Jacobson method of progressive muscle relaxation. We contract and then we relax. This is something like biofeedback. One of it in the beginning, our sister Ansaben has done it, contract your fist hand, just to make you aware. In this, we go into the depth of this. Right now also you can feel it. When you contract your fist tightly and feel the tension moving in your entire body from the fist and feel that your body is tense. For a few seconds, just tighten your fist and feel the tension moving in your entire body and stay in that state of tension for some time. The more you tie it, the more you feel the tension in your muscles of the body. Feel the tension, how it to be tense, and slowly release the tension. Open your fist and feel the relaxation. The moment you open your fist, you feel the difference what is relaxation means. And I take people step by step from the foot to the calf muscles, to the thigh muscles, to the back muscles, lower, up, middle and upper back, chest and abdomen, shoulder, arm, forearm, wrist, fingers, palm, neck muscles, front, back, right, left, forehead, eyebrows, eyeballs, nose, lips, cheeks, chin. And chin is the most important because when you are tense, the chin is up. And when you are relaxed, like if I don't know whether you have seen certain people, when they sleep, they open their mouth because they are so much relaxed, the chin drops. The dropping of the chin, because holding chin up is a tension here in these muscles. So I get a lot of people with tension headache. So I teach them how to contract the muscles of the scalp or the face and release them. So all these muscles are graded slowly, stepwise, asked to contract and relax, then feel the relaxation and stay in that relaxation. That effect of relaxation stays for quite some time. The similar relaxation can be achieved through breathing techniques, autogenic, through suggestion, and meditation. Meditation is a wonderful because it involves all of these techniques. My personal experience, when I detach myself in meditation, I feel like few grams. My weight is 70 kg, but in meditation, we become like few grams. It's like as if weightless feeling, and that removes all your tiredness and you feel very light. And in that case, fear cannot come. The other way, we have seen one full form of fear in the earlier slide is face everything and rise. People are afraid of facing, that's why they run. This strategy people use, we call avoidance strategy, especially used in phobias. But what studies have shown that if you use avoidance strategy, it doesn't work in long run. It might help you temporarily. But anxiety patients, the anxiety increases when you use this strategy. So graded exposure of stimulus is given, and this is what I was talking in last time, because I got couple of calls for OCD, obsession with certain thoughts. And this disorder is very common nowadays. I'm saying PTSD, that is post-traumatic stress disorder, OCD, and anxiety. They are a spectrum of anxiety disorder. So ERP is a technique which is very wonderful technique, and under the proper hands, ERP and CBT has helped people. I mean, it is as good as medicine. It gives wonderful result. Systematic desensitization and flooding are some of the therapies used. So I say meet, greet, beat, and conquer the stress. How ERP is used? How ERP is used? We'll see it. These are two scenarios I have given. One is the fear of snake, because it is very common. So how we grade it, increase it. Number one, initially, if the person is afraid of snake, we discuss with that patient about the snake, and we ask that person to think about the snake. Okay, when the person starts thinking, we give them homework, think about the snake, because thinking also creates that fear or anxiety. Then slowly we show them the pictures of snake, various pictures of snake in various stages of snake's life. Small snake, big snake, with mouth open, with biting someone or engulfing someone. We show all those snakes pictures. Then in next step, we show them a movie of snake. So graded anxiety, we are increase the exposure in a graded way. After the movie, we ask them to see snake, or typically a person is there with the person in a real life. Then we ask them to watch someone else hold a snake. Someone else is holding and you watch that. I had this experience in my life. There is one person in India, in Maharashtra state, who has received Magases Award. It's a record in India that two people from same family has received Magases, is Asia's Nobel Prize. And his name is Dr. Prakash Amte, who is working with Adivasis people. Is and there is a movie also created on his life. He has a lot of animals in his home, including tigers. When I went, they were roaming around, but nowadays the laws are strict. So he showed me all the snakes which he has got. And he got one snake out of that with a stick. And he was handling. The people with me ran away. That snake will bite, because that fear was there. But I moved ahead, because I know I also had the fear, but I overcome it by going together, because he's there, he's giving me confidence. So I went there, I also handled the snake. So watch someone else holding a snake. Then next step is the snake is near to you. And in the last stage, we give that snake in the hands of the person. So graded anxiety stimulus is given, and we see in the end that person's fear of snake is gone. He's playing with the snake. So this is what is done for the fear of snake. Replace snake with a spider or cockroach or lizard, whatever you are afraid of. This is a second scenario. If you are afraid of speaking in public place, so identify a topic of presentation, observe others' presentation, practice presentation when you are alone, video record your presentation and watch yourself, practice presentation with your family members or 2-3 friends, and give final presentation in the class. So you are preparing yourself so you can handle the situation. This is exposure response. Acceptance is a big thing in psychology. But it takes time to develop this attitude of acceptance. There is a serenity prayer. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things which I cannot change, courage to change the things which I can change, and wisdom to know the difference. So acceptance is a higher ranking in emotional stability. Acceptance makes any person positive. So there are 4 situations. Uncertainty goes with fear and insecurity. When you do not accept the uncertainty, it creates fear. When you accept, it becomes adventure. There are adventure sports. And I don't know how many of you have gone through that roller coaster ride. So that ride generates a lot of adrenaline in your system, but some people enjoy it. So these are adventure sports. They accept that uncertainty. When someone hurts you and you do not accept it, it becomes hatred. When you accept it, it becomes forgiveness. When someone is doing better than you and you do not accept that situation, it becomes jealousy. And when you accept it, it becomes inspiration. When something happens against your desire and you do not accept that, it becomes anger. When you accept, it becomes tolerance. So you can say something plus acceptance. Sorry, non-acceptance is a negative emotion. Something plus acceptance, यहाँ पे गलत लिखा है, wrongly written. Actually, something plus non-acceptance is a negative emotion. Something plus acceptance is a positive emotion. And the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Right now, I'm taking sessions of Bhagavad Gita for Indian crowd, and every weekend we see one chapter in Hindi. So the essence of Bhagavad Gita is whatever has happened is good, whatever is happening is better, and whatever will happen will be the best. Some people make mockery of this statement actually, but the root of this is acceptance. And that makes you positive. Last time also I touched about this, and this is a philosophy which is preached and practiced by many people. We saw guilt last time. Guilt or other negative emotional states like bitterness, sadness, resentment, regret, they come from a state of non-forgiveness and they are in past. Fear with the shades of worry, unease, anxiety, tension, and stress, they are of future. And past is over, future is yet to come. Both of these, they are not under your control, but the present is the most important thing. The moment you start accepting and staying in the present moment, somehow that quality comes to your consciousness or awareness. You start looking at past from the attitude of gratitude and you become hopeful about the future. This transformation happens when you become aware of the present moment, and that is very tough. Fear is most of the time person is not in the present, it's in the future. All anxiety and fears are in the future. It's yet to come. And the word, their language is what if, what if. The moment you stay in the present moment you become conscious, the fear cannot stay. Some of the fears, I'm towards the end of presentation, some of the fears I would like to talk because these are the commonest fears I see in my practice. Out of all these fears, the fear of sickness and death is the commonest thing. Hypochondriac is a person who lives with the fear that he has a suffering and it is not diagnosed. And all tests are normal, but still that person feels that he has a condition and he can die because of that condition. Such people, we call that hypochondriac. I see a lot of cases of hypochondriac in my practice. Catastrophizing minor symptoms, like what these people do, if they have pain in throat, they think that it is cancer of the throat. If they have chest pain, they think that it's a heart attack. If the giddiness, they say there is a brain tumor. So, and this is what they say about this fear of death. All fears are fears of mortality and disguise. Second commonest fear is fear of rejection. People are afraid of rejection. I see a lot of young cases. I interact with young students and college-going students, teenagers. And we have a program in India. Of course, it's a global project of global initiative of tobacco awareness. So in India, I used to visit most of the colleges from all the states of India, and I used to take sessions. So I have seen that fear of rejection in relationship problem. And people used to say that love hurts. That's a wrong statement. Love never hurts. It is the isolation and rejection which hurts. Love is the most beautiful healing force on this planet Earth, but we confuse rejection with the love, not giving love. And approval by others is the biggest psychological addiction. I have seen this, and it is nowhere written that people should always approve your point of view. They may differ at times, and this statement is very powerful at the base. If you live by the compliments of the people, then you will die by their criticism. Some people are always looking for compliments. Fear of failure is also very common. And my statement of this is people really never fail. They either win or learn a lesson. So if your attitude is positive towards the situation, you never fail. All successful stories are once failure stories. And failure is part of success. One slide or two slides are left about uncertainty. So fear and uncertainty goes together. Fear and insecurity deal in uncertainty, but there is a wisdom in uncertainty. The wisdom of uncertainty is, now imagine if you know everything what is going to happen, then your life will become very boring. It is because of uncertainty your life is interesting. We want certainty in certain situations, but not most of the situations. The wisdom of uncertainty is to stay present, accept it, and observe it and let it go. Try not to anticipate what will happen, but to know that whatever comes, you can watch it and wonder how it will unfold. Life is here, this life is your life, and to live it fully, to lead to the wisdom, is to let the insight find its own way to you. It happens naturally. So do not be afraid of uncertainty of life. In fact, uncertainty is the beauty of life. And these are my affirmations for fear. And these affirmations have helped thousands of people. I have given them. If their intellect accepts this affirmation, I see transformation happening. The first affirmation, everything happens for the highest good of all concerned. Out of every situation, only good comes out. I am safe, supported, and protected at all times, and all is well. And these are affirmations which are popularized by Louise Hay. You must have heard her name. And they work. I have given these affirmations to many people, and they have changed their beliefs and their biology. So thank you very much. I would like to